Write the vision and make it plain upon tablets, that he may run that readeth it. Habakkuk 2 verse 2. The Most High called Pamela Henkel and Yashika Mack together to amplify the voice of those not yet heard and to empower the voices of those to come. The Women of the Power Voice book will bring life to the stories held in the hearts of women who were unsure of how to share with the universe. In short, this book was designed to empower, inspire, and envelop these brave women in courage, purpose, and healing that comes from the fellowship and sisterhood God encourages and calls us to embrace. From both visionaries, this anthology is meant to promote the talents and gifts of all the women who have contributed as well as add value to the world. These ladies have a passion to empower and inspire the masses. We are honored to be their partners, leaders, and number one supporters. Prepare to listen to one of the ladies in this anthology.
A little bit about who you are and where you're located.
So I am, as you know, Sandra Chaney. I like to say that because my middle name is Mizell. I want to give a shout out to my ancestors. I am actually located in the Washington, D.C. area. I live in Maryland. I am a thriver of domestic violence, sexual assault, sex trafficking, homelessness, and I take nothing from my journey because I realize that my story has a message that others need to hear. And I think the biggest message is that they're not alone, that you can survive, that there is life and victory after the pain.
Amen to that. Wow. So what is the name of your chapter and the inspiration behind it?
So it is entitled Delayed Enlightenment. It's an inside job. And the inspiration behind it was sometime in my late 20s, I want to say probably close to me hitting 30, I attempted suicide. And I tell this every single time because I'm amazed by it. When I woke up in the hospital, because I did end up in the hospital, I wondered, why was I still here? Like, God, why am I still here? I felt like I didn't have anything worth living for, even though I was a single parent. I had a son, but I felt he would be better off without me. It was in that moment that I recognized that, first of all, the word enlightenment means having an understanding of the full situation. And so in that moment, I fully understood that I was alive and apparently God has something for me to do.
Yes, he does. And look at you, you're right here with us today. So when you say you attempted suicide, I hear that quite often, especially from women. How did you get out of that place?
Wow, that is a loaded question. It really isn't a simple answer because I think the journey is different for everyone. What I want to say about that place is that once I realized that I was still here and that what happened to me or what I attempted to do, I think what I realized is that I really did not want to die. I just wanted the pain to go away. The pain of feeling like I wasn't enough. The pain of feeling like I wasn't worthy or I wasn't a good mother. The pain of being divorced. All of that. And so I think for me, it was really understanding that and how to heal from that place. How to begin to heal. And one of the ways I did that was acknowledging that I was hurting. Acknowledging the pain and acknowledging that it really was okay to feel how I felt and that it was okay to not rush my healing. It was okay if I wasn't in a forgiveness mode yet. It was okay. It was just okay. Just to be okay. Yeah.
But we often hear trust the process.
Woo.
And what you just said was just that. Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Yes.
And I'm still trusting the process. I just have to say, I'm still trusting that process. So yes.
Life is a journey, just enjoy it. You're going to experience different things throughout, and everything that you're going through isn't always for you. It's for you to break through and to show others.
Exactly. I would agree with that.
Yes, you are a living testimony to that. Because all the things that you have gone through, and here you are writing about it, speaking about it, teaching about it.
And I want to say that that wasn't always easy. So I don't want people who may hear this to think that this was an easy journey, because it was not. It really took me putting one foot in front of the other, taking one breath at a time, deciding and choosing to wake up every day, and deciding in that moment it was going to be what kind of day I'm going to have, and I get to decide it's going to be a great day. I get to decide that. And so I had to remind myself that every single day. And it wasn't so much about my son, because while I love my son, it wouldn't have mattered if I wasn't a healthy person or a healthy woman, a healthy mom, I had to choose. So yeah, it's going to take some choosing every single day.
Mindset.
Yes.
Again, you hear about mindset. Everything starts with your mind, and you just validated that fact.
Yes.
So
every day. And I'm glad that I chose.
Yes.
I'm glad that I chose.
So am I. You are going to save lives with your story, and I know it.
Yeah.
So what are some nuggets that you provided in your chapter?
I share, my grandmother was my biggest, and when people ask, who do you look up to, is my grandmother. And she was the driving force behind my chapter as well, because I saw a woman of strength. She raised me from the time that I was an infant till about 6 or so, 5 or 6. But even growing up and watching her, I saw the strength that it took for her to do the things that she did. And one of the stories that I share in this book, on this chapter rather, about strength, was seeing her going from door to door, knocking on, this is in the country now, so it's not up the street. It's like up the street, round the corner, down. So I want people to know, this ain't going across the street. This was down the road, and knocking on doors to warn people of an impending hurricane. And she herself not long had gotten out the hospital, like literally walking. It reminded me of Harriet Tubman, if you will, right? Trying to save lives. And I just remember that. And I'm thinking, after all that she has been through, and she's still thinking about other people, she made a choice. She chose to do the things that she did. She chose to take me as a baby, because my parents were still trying to figure out what they needed to do with their lives. She made choices of strength for other people. And for me, even now, that still drives me, because I think about her. That for me shows strength and love, by the way. So strength and love for self and love for others, because love for self first and then love for others are some of the nuggets that I share in my book. Because in order for me to sit here before you and not attempt suicide again, I had to choose me. That means I gotta love me. So I chose me, and I chose to wake up in whatever strength looks like for me, because strength looks different for everybody. Strength could mean you're crying. Strength could mean, excuse me for all the Christian folk, it could mean you're cursing. I'm just saying, wherever your strength is, that's what it looks like for you. Strength could mean you're going around the house throwing stuff away, just having a meltdown, but that's your strength. And those are some of the nuggets that I share, because it's different for everybody.
Yes, you like, I said, oh my goodness, yes, you are so right. Because life is not cookie cutter.
It's not.
And when we hear about success, it looks different for everybody. When you said strength looks different for everyone, now that's something that people need to understand.
It is.
Not what your mama said, your daddy said, your teacher said.
Right. It's what's for you. Yes. It's what's for you. And so I've had my meltdowns. I've had my tears. I've shed. That was my strength, because that's not weakness. That's just strength. I've made the phone calls to people, and I get on the phone and I'm just ranting, and literally I am cursing. That's just my truth, because I had to get it out some way, because I couldn't believe things. But that was my strength. It takes strength to pick up the phone and trust that somebody on the other end is going to hear you and not judge you. That takes strength.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes.
So how can they get in touch with you and purchase the book from you? I know you're going to sign it, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, they can come visit us at the summit. I know you're going to share those dates, and things like that. They really can come see me, because I will be at the summit. I will also be sharing a room with another author, but we will have our own room. You can also visit my website, which will be sandrachaney.com. Everything on there. You can find me on my website. My social media, everything is on my website.
Let's spell that for them.
SANDRA and then CHANEY.com.
All right, awesome. Any closing remarks?
I want to say that you are stronger than what you think. Believe it or not, even when you think you're being weak is when you're really your strongest. And just keep that in mind, that choose every day to put one foot in front of the other. Because at the end of the day, all you have is you, and you are worthy, and you are enough.
The visionaries hope that you enjoyed this interview with one of the authors. This book will continue to inspire the lives of women internationally. Be sure to purchase a copy of the book and grab one for a friend. Follow the author on social media and visit her website to find out more and join her tribe.